Hello everybody, Interi back again with another video. Today's video, guys, is gonna be about will Roger Federer end as the most Grand Slam winner when he retires. He has 20 Grand Slam titles in his career at the moment, like we all know. And will he be the Grand Slam leader when his career is said and done, when he's over with his tennis career? Will he be the leader? Will he be the Grand Slam record leader like he is at the moment with 20 Grand Slam titles? And Rafa with 18 Grand Slam titles and Novak Djokovic with 16 Grand Slam titles. These things are not easy to predict, guys. We can all just make analyses and we can imagine how things will happen in the future, because like we all know, it is impossible to predict the future. But I'm going to give my point of view, what I think, and what I think will progress between these three players. I think it will be like this. I don't think that Roger Federer will end his career as the Grand Slam record leader. Even though he is the Grand Slam record leader now with 20, I don't think that when he retires that he will hold most Grand Slam titles. Of the reasons, I have a couple of reasons to why I believe that, but I have a big reason. Well, the number one reason why I believe that, and I'm gonna tell you guys that. First of all, I don't think Roger Federer will win any more slams. I hope I'm wrong. You all know that I'm a huge Roger Federer fan, but I am also a very realistic one. When Roger didn't won Wimbledon this year after having too much points, and facing Novak Djokovic, who was very beatable that day, guys. Novak Djokovic was very beatable that final. Novak Djokovic was not as good in this final as he was in 2014 Wimbledon final and as he was in 2015 Wimbledon final. Novak Djokovic played a good, decent Wimbledon final. But Novak Djokovic, guys, has 3-4 different levels when he plays tennis, in my opinion. He has average good level of tennis. He has good level of tennis. He has very good level of tennis, and then he has that fourth biggest. And that, in my opinion, when Novak shows that highest level, nobody beats him. Nobody, in my opinion, has a higher level than Novak Djokovic. He doesn't show this all the time because it is a very difficult level to perform. He did show that in that Australian Open final against Rafael Nadal, and of course in that Australian Open semi-final against Lucas Pouille in Australian Open earlier this year, and we saw what happened. Those two dudes couldn't not take one single set from Novak Djokovic. Forget Lucas Pouille. He's not a great tennis player. He's a solid tennis player, but what has he managed to do in his career? Not much, guys, like we all know. But Rafael Nadal, do we even need to give Rafael Nadal a presentation who he is? Before that Australian Open final, he was not losing one single set. Novak Djokovic didn't care about that. He just demolished him, guys. He played with Rafael Nadal like Rafael Nadal was a junior. So what I want to say is that Novak didn't play in this Wimbledon final against Roger with his that highest level that Novak shows. I call it out of this world level. That is what I call it, guys. And he didn't play like that in that Wimbledon final. Despite that, Roger couldn't beat him. Despite that, Roger couldn't beat him. In those tiebreakers, Novak was really good. Maybe those three tiebreakers, the first tiebreak, the second tiebreak, and the third tiebreak, maybe Novak was on an out of this world level. Maybe. Because he didn't do one unforced error. One. Just watch the stats. Novak didn't do one unforced errors in those three tiebreakers in that Wimbledon final. And Roger did 11, I believe. 11 in all those three. So those three tiebreakers was the only part of the match that I thought Novak was much, much better than Roger Federer. Much, much better. It was not a question of, it was not a shadow of doubt who was the better player in those three tiebreakers. It was Novak Djokovic in all those three, because he didn't give Roger Federer anything for free. Anything. Zero unforced errors. And Roger, like always, Roger cannot play tennis without doing unforced errors. It is in his DNA. As it is in his DNA. And he did, of course, 11 unforced errors in those three tiebreakers, and he lost the match. Roger Federer, Roger, that he had those 2 match points, it was just a bonus, guys. It was a bonus. Because that was the only time Roger Federer could win that match. That was the only time. Because like I said, Novak Djokovic didn't play out of this world level in that Wimbledon final, beside those 3 tiebreakers. Because in other part of the match, Novak Djokovic was up and down. Up and down. He did a great first serve. He did a bad second serve. I'm sorry. He did a great first set, Novak Djokovic. He did a bad second set. Then Novak did a great third set. And then in the fourth set, Novak did a bad fourth set. Roger was 2 breaks up in that fourth set. Novak saved 1 break. He took back 1 break, but in the second break he couldn't take back. But so Novak was up and down. Besides in those 3 tiebreakers where he was outstanding. And this makes me believe that even when Novak Djokovic doesn't play at his absolute best, which Novak Djokovic didn't do in that Wimbledon final, he even said that of the match actually in the Serbian press, not in the English press. He said that I was not playing my best match. I was not serving amazingly good, he said. Which he didn't, to be quite honest. 62% first serve in. It is solid, but it is not amazing. And I was not returning amazingly good as well. Which he didn't as well. He returned good, he returned good. But if you compare what he can do with returns, Novak Djokovic, he didn't return good. He only braked Roger Federer 3 times in the whole match, I believe. Only 3 times in five sets. So, and this is making me to believe that despite that Novak Djokovic was not at his absolute best, he defeated Roger Federer. How in hell will Roger Federer win majors in the future when he next time will face Novak Djokovic, and Novak Djokovic will not be in this level? Novak Djokovic will be even better next time they face each other. Will this make me believe, as Roger Federer fan, that Roger will win majors in the future? No, Roger Federer will not win majors in the future, guys. And most part of is because of Novak Djokovic, to be quite honest. Because Novak Djokovic is a top dog in tennis and has been that for a long time now. Some of you maybe believe, but Novak Djokovic is not as good as he was in 2014, 2015, and definitely not as good as he was in 2011. Yes, that's true. I agree with you. He's not as good as he was in 2014 and 2015 and 2011. No, he's not as good. But he peaks on the Grand Slams, guys. He is not peaking before the Grand Slams, like in the Wells, Miami, Doha, Rome, you name it. When the Grand Slams arrives, he is peaking, guys. He can lose some sets on the second or third round, like he always does, like he did in Australian Open as well, against Shapovalov, against Medvedev, and here in Wimbledon as well. He lost one set against Hurkacz. He lost 1 set against RBA. But when Novak Djokovic goes to those semifinals, especially goes to those Grand Slam finals, he is almost impossible to beat. Not impossible, almost. Do you know when Novak Djokovic lost his last Grand Slam final? Do you know when Novak Djokovic lost his last Grand Slam final? I can tell you, guys. It was in 2016 US Open final against Stan Wawrinka. 3 years ago, guys. After that, guys, he has won all his Grand Slam finals. He didn't won any Grand Slam title in 2017. He won 2 Grand Slam finals in 2017. He didn't won any Grand Slam title because he was hurt. But in 2018, he won 2 Grand Slam finals: Wimbledon, US Open. 2 played, 2 wins. In 2019, so far, he has played 2 Grand Slam finals. He has won both of them: Australian Open, Wimbledon. And in Wimbledon, he won without playing at his absolute best. What does he send from message to the rest of the tour? He's sending the message that you are not beating me even when I'm not at my absolute best. And Roger Federer couldn't do the job. He couldn't do the job. He couldn't do the job, guys. Despite that, Novak Djokovic was not at his absolute best, besides in those 3 tiebreakers. There, he was at his absolute best. But besides those 3 tiebreakers, he was not, guys. He was not. So, Roger Federer will not win more majors of several reasons, to be quite honest. He's not the youngest on the tour anymore. He's 38 years old in a couple of weeks. He will be 38 years old. And he has Novak Djokovic as his biggest threat. Novak Djokovic is Roger Federer's biggest threat, guys, to win majors. Yes, he has some other threats as well, like Rafael Nadal and like Dominic Thiem and things like that. But his biggest threat is this Novak Djokovic. He has not defeated Novak Djokovic in a tennis match since 2015. You know that, guys? Since 2015, I think in World Tour Finals, a round-robin match. A round-robin match. He has not defeated Novak Djokovic. 4 years, guys. And if we look at the Grand Slams, he has not defeated Novak Djokovic since 2012. Wimbledon semi-final. 7 years. So, and Novak Djokovic, I am not seeing anybody else taking Novak Djokovic out. I am not seeing Novak Djokovic being threatened, guys. I'm not seeing. He is the overwhelming favorite in US Open. And even though Novak Djokovic is not as good as he was 3-4 years ago, he is still very good on the majors. He's peaking there. He is peaking there. He is aiming to break Roger Federer's Grand Slam record, guys. He is aiming to do that, and he has even said it on interviews. He is not feeling shy to admit that. He is saying that. He is admitting that. He's saying, I'm playing to catch Roger Federer, and I think he will do that, guys. I really think. I'm not seeing who will beat him, guys. Rafael Nadal will not beat him. You know, guys, when Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal plays tennis, besides outside French Open, Novak Djokovic is always, to me, the favorite to beat Nadal. All respect to Rafael Nadal. You know, guys, that I don't want to make the Rafa fans upset. I really don't want to make, guys. But you know that I'm honest, guys. You know that I'm honest. Rafa Nadal is a tremendous good tennis player. But now even Roger Federer is beating him outside French Open. Now even Roger Federer is beating him, guys. Roger Federer, a 37 years old player, almost 38, he defeated him in Wimbledon in 4 sets. Rafa is not winning majors outside French Open. When did Rafa won a Grand Slam title outside French Open? Yeah, in 2017 US Open, 2 years ago, when Novak was hurt, Novak was injured. He was not even playing that event that year, 2 years ago. Can Rafa Nadal stop Novak Djokovic outside French Open? Maybe he can, but I'm not betting my money on that. I really am not doing, guys, because Rafa Nadal is not stopping Roger Federer in the first place. He can start to stop Roger Federer first, then he can go to the Terminator Novak Djokovic. Guys, these 3 players, guys, I give them 3 names: Roger Federer, the artist; Rafa Nadal, the beast; Novak Djokovic, the Terminator. And the Terminator is the man to beat, guys, in every major now besides French Open. In every major. In every major, guys. He's winning majors without, even when he's not playing at his absolute best, like he did in this year's Wimbledon. Roger Federer had his chance, he didn't took his chance, and Novak was the last man standing. Besides that, even though he was not at his absolute best. So I think Roger Federer will not end his career with most Grand Slam titles. I think Novak Djokovic will surpass him. That is my feeling. I really do that, guys, because I'm not seeing who will beat Novak Djokovic. The next gen, who? Tsitsipas? Zverev? Who? Felix? Felix is absolute, a really good tennis player, but he's not good enough to take Novak Djokovic out in a 5-set match. Tsitsipas is not good enough. Zverev, where has Zverev been this year? He has been horrible, guys. He's not going to the quarterfinals besides French Open. He's not even going to the quarterfinals besides French Open, guys. And who do we have else? Who do we have more? Who? Nishikori? Who always goes to the quarterfinals and always loses to these big 3? Who? Raonic? who lost in the 4th round against Pela. Raonic basically has only a serve, nothing else. He doesn't have any baseline game to threaten Novak Djokovic. The player who gave Novak Djokovic the biggest run for his money, it was a 37-year-old player, Roger Federer. Can you imagine Novak Djokovic, who is threatening him as most? Roger Federer, guys. Roger Federer. 37 years old, almost 38. I'm not seeing Novak Djokovic being stopped in the majors. I'm not seeing. Even though he's not as good as he was 5, 6, 7 years ago, he's still good enough to win majors. Because he's peaking on the majors. He is most motivated on the majors. I'm not saying that he's not motivated in other tournaments, because of course he is. But he's most motivated on the majors. He wants to be the greatest tennis player of all time. He wants to be the GOAT when he retires. And I think he has a really good chance of being that, guys. I think, in my opinion, both Novak Djokovic and Rafa Nadal will surpass Roger Federer's 20 Grand Slam titles record. I really think that Rafa Nadal, not that he's winning US Open, Australian Open and Wimbledon, not. But Rafa Nadal is so overwhelming favorite in French Open, he will do it only with French Open, if Rafa is healthy. Because Rafa is not close of losing in French Open. He's not close. He's not even playing 5 sets, for God's sakes. He's not playing even 5 sets in French Open. Roger Federer is doomed. That is my feeling. Roger Federer is doomed to end his career with most Grand Slam titles. I really think so. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Roger Federer proves me wrong and win 1 or 2 more majors, but I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. He couldn't win Wimbledon after having 2 match points in his own serve. How in hell will he win majors in the future when he couldn't convert, when he had 2 championship points in his own serve? Alright, guys, it is enough for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye-bye.